The all-new 2026 Suzuki Hayabusa GSX1300R emerges as a reimagined legend, carrying forward iconic DNA while committing to major engineering and electronic overhauls. At its heart remains the 1340cc, liquid-cooled inline-four DOHC engine, but Suzuki has reworked nearly every internals and control system to deliver a more refined, usable power band. Rather than chasing ever higher peak numbers, the 2026 model is engineered to deliver smoother torque and response in the low to mid-range where riders spend most of their time. Forged pistons have been reshaped and lightened, oil passages reworked, and cam profiles revised to reduce valvetrain overlap and sharpen control in everyday riding conditions. The new Suzuki twin-swirl combustion chamber (TSCC) design helps enhance flame propagation and combustion efficiency, improving both performance and emissions compliance. In a somewhat surprising move, Suzuki has dialed back the peak output slightly. The 2026 Hayabusa produces about 190 horsepower, which is somewhat lower than prior generation figures. The rationale is clear: rather than pushing numbers, the goal is a more tractable ride, with a smoother torque curve across the rev range and better rideability. In practical terms, performance remains potent. 0 to 100 km/h is expected in around 3.2 seconds, and while its top speed remains electronically limited to 299 km/h, the real strength lies in usable thrust through corners rather than pure straight-line drag. Structurally, the frame and swingarm remain rooted in Suzuki's proven twin-spar aluminium layout, but several optimizations contribute to better balance and handling. The subframe is redesigned with straighter tubing, shaving about 700 grams, shifting the balance slightly more neutral. Weight reduction efforts extend into many ancillary systems. The exhaust is about 2,054 grams lighter, parts like levers and inner components shaved here and there, overall bringing a small but meaningful reduction in mass. Though the unchanged curb weight of 264 kilograms fully fueled remains substantial, the tweaks improve agility and rider confidence. Suspension also sees refreshment. The front 43mm inverted KYB fork and fully adjustable rear shock carryover, but internal reworking improves damping consistency, stability, and feedback. The settings are tuned to reduce oversteer at lower speeds while preserving neutrality at speed. For brakes, Suzuki retains high-spec Brembo Stylema 4-piston monoblock calipers up front, now biting into 320mm discs for added stopping power. Rear brake remains a Nissan single-piston disc, bolstered by a combined braking system that applies front lever inputs to both ends. The Motion Track ABS system integrates IMU data, enabling safe braking not only in straight line but also while leaned. On the electronics front, the 2026 Hayabusa leaps forward with Suzuki's Intelligent Ride System (SIRS), which centralizes multiple control systems under one architecture. Traction control, anti-wheelie, anti-lift, engine braking control, launch control, up-down quickshifter, and ride modes, power mode selector, operate with refined mapping. Traction and anti-lift have adjustable intervention levels, 10 steps each, and can be turned off. Launch control is now 3-stage, limiting revs differently in each launch mode. In addition, engine braking control offers 3 modes to manage how abruptly the rear wheel behaves under downshifts. A speed limiter is included, not just pit lane style, allowing riders to cap top speed in normal riding. Cruise control remains available between about 31 and 200 km/h. The cockpit and instrumentation bridge heritage and modernity. Suzuki retains analog speedometer and tachometer dials, now with bolder numbering, LED illumination, and enhanced readability, flanking a central TFT LCD screen that displays a rich suite of data. The TFT provides information like lean angle with peak hold, brake pressures, acceleration, deceleration Gs, gear position, fuel consumption, ambient temperature, riding range, and more. A brief, Kanji Hayabusa animation plays at startup before showing system settings. Lighting is fully LED. The headlight uses a vertically stacked multi-LED plus projector design, while indicators and position lights are integrated smoothly. In styling, Suzuki has not left a single body panel untouched. The 2026 Hayabusa is completely redesigned visually. Every fairing, vent, panel line, mirror, and rear section is new, yet it unmistakably retains the Hayabusa silhouette. The face is sharper, more aggressive, and the aerodynamic optimization is more pronounced with larger air extraction vents and sleeker side covers. The signature hump is still present, a carryover from its GSXR lineage, helping channel airflow over the rider's back. Rims are now openwork 7-spoke designs, side covers under the tank have been reshaped, and rearview mirrors, levers, even the front fender adopt more aggressive cutouts to reduce air pressure on controls. Footprint: Suzuki maintains the seat height at 800 mm, ground clearance at 125 mm, and wheelbase at 1480 mm. Fuel tank capacity remains 20 liters. The overall width is about 735 mm and height around 1165 mm, while total length is 2180 mm. Compared to the outgoing generation, the 2026 model's approach is more evolutionary than revolutionary. Instead of chasing higher peak power, Suzuki has opted for a more usable, civilized and controllable machine, better suited for real-world riding. The trade-off of slightly reduced horsepower is balanced by improved mid-range torque, more refined electronics, and enhanced rider aids. It's a bold statement in modern superbike design, showing that raw numbers are no longer king, but complete rideability and control might just matter more. As for criticisms or limitations, Suzuki chooses not to adopt electronically adjustable suspension, semi-active or adaptive damping, which many competitors in this segment now support. The weight, though trimmed, remains large compared to many sharper track-focused rivals, and the peak power dip may disappoint those chasing headline horsepower figures. Also, while the aerodynamic and aesthetic upgrades are impressive, they maintain the bike's large presence and formidable footprint. Overall, the 2026 Hayabusa GSX1300R returns not as a brute force machine, but as a refined, mature successor to a storied lineage. Its balance of electronics, chassis tuning, and reworked engine reflect the demands of today's riders: power that's available everywhere, control that's intuitive, and identity that refuses to be diluted. The legend reclaims its throne not by overwhelming force alone, but by mastering restraint.